Hello Stitchy friends, here on Flosstube on Instagram. I am Bethany.birdstitcher, and I just wanted to say a warm and happy hello, and I thank you for being here. Today is going to be a hopefully quick, but probably not, what I've been stitching, and then also some fun haul / giveaways that I've received and been working on some of them. And then also, lastly, I want to go through some of my 2026 plans. So please bear with me. I do have a slight headache, brain fog today, so we'll try and get through it. But I thank you for being here, and I thank you for watching. And if you're new, hello. I'm happy to see you. So I just share all that I've been stitching on, and today typically in a video I like to start with some fully finished. And I don't have any fully finished this time that I can show you. I do have one that I've already gifted, so I'll insert a picture of it somewhere. But today I wanted to share some very special stitches, and this first one is the old rugged cross. And I stitched this, I started it when I was 12 or 13 or something. And I was stitching it for my grandparents' anniversary. I'm not sure which one. I never finished it in time. I didn't finish it until 2021, and both of my grandparents were in heaven by that point. So it was bittersweet to finish, and even to pull out and work on again. But when I got back into stitching after going to college, I left all my stitching stuff at home. I didn't stitch while I was in college, and then I had babies, and I worked on them through some of my pregnancies, but not a lot. Like I said, I didn't even get one finished. And anyway, so in 2021, it might have been in 2020, I got back to it, and I finished the old rugged cross. And this is a Cooler Design Studio, and I'll show you the book later because it's in my 2026 plans. But this is the old rugged cross, and I will zoom in and just let you enjoy the beauty of the stitch. So it's got the words and the title, and then in the top it's got the beautiful sunrise or sunset. I'm not even sure, but it's lovely. And because it took 20 years, yeah, I think it was 22 years start to finish from my approximation. I'm not entirely sure when I started it, but because it took 20 years, some of the whites in the sun's rays have discolored, and I've decided to just leave them because it is part of who I am and who I was as a teenage stitcher, and then just, it's part of it. And I love it. I didn't wash it. I know I probably could have gotten some of the discoloration out, but I didn't want to. I wanted it in there. And so this was a very special stitch, and my husband took me to Hobby Lobby, and we bought this beautiful frame, and it looks like old wood. It's very rough. It's hard to dust. If you're curious, it's hard to dust, but it's this old roughed wood frame like an old rugged cross would be. And I love this. It hangs in my hallway. I look at it multiple times a day. It's gorgeous, and it's one of my favorites. Like I said, it was bittersweet to stitch and finish, but yeah, I love it. And my granny was teaching me how to stitch, and that was who this was kind of in memory for after the fact. So that's the old rugged cross by Cooler Design Studio. And it's Cooler, K-O-O-L-E-R. I'm not sure. I'll show the books in a minute. And then after I finished that one, I went on to start this one in February of 2021. And I didn't finish it until April 2023. But this is Just As I Am. Same designer, different. Well, okay, same publisher. It may not be the same designer. I should have looked at that. But this one took me 2 years to stitch, and it's gorgeous. It wouldn't take me that long anymore. But I love the cursive, the blue. I love all of those greens. I had so much fun with the hills and the trees. It's a gorgeous stitch. And I love this hem. It's just so pretty. Yeah. So, got back to that one. And then next, I pulled out this one, and I started it the day after I finished, just as I am. And this is His Eye is on the Sparrow. Sorry, it's written right there. Yep, I didn't look. Okay, so let me just bring you in close and kind of run you through. I love those birds. I've seen the birds and some of the berries and things in other designs. I'm trying to get it without the glare. There we go. And so you can find them in other places, other designs as well. It's got the words of the hymn. And yes, as you can tell, I left out a little bit of the leaf over here, but I was not going to pull it back out of the frame to redo it. It adds character, makes it mine. How many other people left off that same bit of leaf? I just love those birds. They're beautiful. His Eye is on the Sparrow. And this was a very special one because while I was dealing with all of my health stuff, this was really an encouraging hymn. So I love that one too. So all three of those are from not different books necessarily, but, and I'll share more later in the video because I've got things kind of piled how I want them, how I need them. Okay, so then next we're going to move on to my finish, which I need something behind it. So, and this is Winter Cardinals by Mudpuppy Stitchery, and I did model stitch this for her on 18 count Hermosa. And it's a beautiful blue from Picture This Plus. I love, love, love the berries, the birds, the fact that she has the female and the male. A lot of times you'll just see the male, but I love stitching female cardinals. They're just gorgeous. So I loved this one. Love the design within it. Kenzie's designs are phenomenal. I just love how the patterning is in everything, in all the wings and everything. And she ties in the colors and the blacks and dark browns of the male cardinal, the oranges, and not really the reds in this portion of the cardinal that you can see. But yeah, I love it. And I stitched this for 8 days. I started on Tuesday and finished the following Tuesday. I loved it. Anyway, and that's a freebie that you can still get on her Patreon. It was November's freebie, but I didn't get to stitch it because I was waiting for my fabric order to arrive. So now it's done, it's stitched, and I love it. Okay, the next things that I finished are in this bag here. And I purchased these through the, what's it called? Black Friday sale. And these are from Velvet Pony Designs on Etsy. And she had a collection of 5 Arctic animals. There we go. There we go. Finally got them all in the right position. And so I stitched these one at a time. I stitched the Arctic fox and then the penguin and then the walrus I ended on, I believe. Hopefully you can see those really well. So there's the Arctic fox and the walrus and the adorable penguin. And believe it or not, that's my first penguin that I've stitched, I believe. Aren't these just so cute? And I put the year on them, and I'm going to turn them into little bookmarks for my children because, as you know from several videos ago, I was working on bookmarks and I didn't get those finished. I had high hopes and I didn't get any of them done. I've almost finished the one for my husband, but I hadn't finished my children's, and since I was doing these and they were following along with me, oh, we love those, I love that one and I love that one. Well, finally, when I finished them, I said, okay, these are Christmas gifts for you. I wasn't going to tell you, but I decided to go ahead and tell them since they knew I had stitched them, and then they watched me add the little charms, which those charms are from Helen D. East Coast Crafter, yeah. And I won a little giveaway, and she sent those along with one of my new starts. So, just so cute. I love those. And then, that was my only finishes, other than Noel, which I'll insert here. And I will show you what it looked like, because I definitely did not mark the page, but it's in this Christmas edition, Cross Stitch Christmas. And I won this in a giveaway from Little Paper Bear Co. Jennifer. And so she sent this along with some cottage garden thread, which I will share in a second. But let me find Noel first. Oh, there we are, page 60. So it's page 60 in this book, and I've already gifted it to my friend, so she can put it on her tree. Let me fold that back so you can't see. There we go. Okay, so what I did, I stitched just this tiny little poinsettia. And then I turned it into a little ornament, and I will insert it somewhere here while I'm talking. But that is from the Winter Wonderland Feeling Frosty set, and the designer is Katrina Holland from Sprouting Lupine. So, I can't share the other picture of it because, well, anyway, okay. And then next, what have I got? I'm trying to find. I won several giveaways between the course of, well, basically, I think the last week of September. And then they didn't all make it here right away. And some of them I put away and then forgot to ever show you and stuff like that. So, anyway. One of these is a new start, and this is Noel from Bent Creek, and it's a really cute one. Yes, my threads are in there. That's okay. Just a pretty little cabin, and this is from Helen D, East Coast Crafter, and she sent the 2025 charms in a little bag. I think she sent 6 of them or something, and I used 3 for those bookmarks. I used 1 for the Noel ornament that I made, and then I have 2 left. So yeah, I'm not sure entirely where I'll put both of the others, but anyway, this is how much I have stitched, and I used my own fabric. It looks a little mintier than this. I guess that's about right. But this is Noel, and I used the cottage garden threads, which I left in another bag. Let me see if I can grab those real quick, so I can tell you about it. I just love the little cabin. I'm using a Threadworks for the trees. I used Threadworks for the black roof as well. And then it will, I'm almost done. I just have trees and then a little bit of the hillside. And I was going to put Noel on there, but I don't think I started it in the right place, and I'm not sure it'll fit now. Or maybe I'll put Noel in the sky since I don't have the heart or star charms. I don't know. But anyway, that's my new start. And like I said, I'm using cottage garden threads. I find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. And this is from Little Paper Bear Co. She sent this beautiful variegated cottage garden threads slate. And I'm using that for the cabin. And I've never used their threads. This is my first thread, and it is perfect for the cabin. So I love that. And I have it in my bag with my 100 Owl stitch. I'm gonna hopefully add some in there too. And I'll just sprinkle it around so I have stitchy fun gifts in several designs from several of my favorite Flosstubers. Okay, let me find my other. This is not a start yet. I can't get the picture out. Okay, this is Hometown Christmas, and this was sent to me from Kindred Stitcher, Lisa. Okay, let me just share the picture. And it's so cute. I love the border. I've learned since stitching the cabin, I wasn't sure, as I've never stitched a house, whether I would be a house stitcher or not, but I really loved the cabin, and it was a quick little stitch. This will obviously not be as quick. It's 150 by 111, but it's beautiful. And while I may not start it this year, I will definitely stitch it. It's really cute. Okay, a little needle shop and everything there. Okay, so I said that was from Kindred Stitcher. And then, where else have we gone? Oh, there's a freebie with the Arctic animals. There were 5 in the set, which I will insert the picture of that as well as the freebie, a picture of the freebie that she gave for purchasing anything from her Etsy shop during the Black Friday sale. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I did share it in my support small businesses video. So you've already seen it, but I'll try to insert it again. Just because it's an adorable little owl, which I will stitch without the Santa hat. That way I can keep it up all year. Really cute. Okay, and then the other, I think I'm on whips, and then I'll go back to giveaways and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna have to insert the photo of this one as well. This video was not, it was planned, but I didn't prepare for it, if that makes sense. I planned what I was gonna say and show, but I didn't prepare for it by taking anything out of bags or flipping around charts, that kind of thing. So, quiet please, Maggie. This is Ain't That Just the Way, and this is a freebie from JEDXStitch. And I really love when designers give freebies so that you can see their design style and get a taste for their patterns, because she has 2 beautiful designs, Blueberry Jay and Cherry Magpie, both of which I have seen, but I wasn't sure I would be able to stitch how intricately it's designed. And also she did it on really dark fabrics for both of those, and my eyes don't play nicely with dark fabrics. So I've been enjoying not getting the pattern and just watching other people, and a lot of people have been stitching it on lighter fabrics and making it their own. They're beautiful, and they're 2 patterns that I will hopefully get next year. Not right now. I don't have it in my budget, but there we go. That's her freebie, and I'm using the Threadworks thread for the bird's head here and Wirt's teapot. Oh, I didn't say, this is from Over the Garden Wall, and it's a freebie she designed just as a fun little thing, and we love Over the Garden Wall. Such a cute series, and this design is so beautiful. I didn't stitch a whole lot on it, but I've loved getting to where I am. I wanted to get the teapot, and then I wanted to get to the bird. And really, there's just a few design and border bits left, and then at the bottom there's an angel head with the flowing hair, which will also be the Threadworks color. So that is that. Okay, now where am I going from here? What have I stitched on? This was my finished bag, so I don't think there's anything in that. There's just 2 start in that, which I will show you. I also stitched on this guy a little bit, and this is Cormorant from Pigeon Coop Designs. Give me 1 second and I will find the picture, because I know it's in here. Well, maybe it's not in here, maybe. Oh no, it's not. I forgot the, yes it is. Sorry, I'll get there eventually. Okay, so but this is what it will look like when it's fully done. And it's just a beautiful design. It's a companion piece in my mind, at least, to Heron, which is typically to my left. Yeah, you can see them both there in the frame, all the way over there. And so, stitching it on 18 count Glory or Gloria by Picture This Plus, and it's just a beautiful sunset color. And the 754, I believe it is. Yes, 754 of the sun kind of blends in, but I wanted it to do that because I wanted it to just stand out. Let's see if, there we go. There you can see at the very top, those sun stitches, they completely ghost, but it's lovely. And I've loved working on that one. And again, that's Pigeon Coop Designs. And while I have this out, so I don't forget, I have 3 other of his designs that I want to stitch next year that aren't in his book. There's Chili Chickadees, which I plan to stitch on a tan. I believe it's 14 count that I bought while thrifting. And then there's Peregrine Falcon, which I'll have to insert a picture for that. Beautiful, beautiful design. My kids can't wait for me to start it. And Orchard, what's the other one? Orchard Raven, which a lot of people have stitched that one. And it's beautiful. And then his book, Cross Stitch in the Forest, and I shared this all in my other video, so I'm not going to go through it all again, but he's putting out a new book fall 2026 is his plan, I believe. And so I'm working on stitching through a lot of this, hopefully, over the next year, before the next one comes out. So I will have those 3 designs that aren't in the book, and then there are, 26 in the book, of which I've stitched 8 and started another 2. And the next one I'll probably start is Duck Pond, and I'll probably be stitching this with Karen the Stitching Owl. Probably just on a white. I was trying to keep all my plans together, but some of my things are in bags and they don't want to get lost and not come back to them because they're not in my pile of to stitch things. Okay, so my other whip, I've worked on 2 other whips. Let me show you real quick. So we have Pumpkin Harvest Friend. It's a gorgeous little screech owl on a pumpkin, and according to this, it looks like it's going to be quite large. And so I started it on the wrong orientation, thinking it would be this giant stitch. Well, it's not. It's this dainty little guy, which I'm only, what, a third through the pumpkin? Yeah, about a third through the pumpkin. So I guess the orientation is fine. But again, this is from Mudpuppy Stitchery. I didn't say that. And she adds the most beautiful detailing in her designs. So let me just get in close. That face, oh, it's gorgeous. And I've just started on the wing with the gorgeous design. And I had a headache the day I worked on this, so I just did fill in of the pumpkin. I didn't do a whole lot, a couple hundred pumpkin stitches. That's it. And that's totally fine. That's what some of these designs are here for, is to work on when my brain is just too tired of everything else. And then my most probably favorite stitch, let me take off the needle minder so I don't lose it. My most favorite Mudpuppy Stitchery design is probably the first one I ever purchased, and then later asked if she wanted me to model stitch it for her, and of course she said yes, is Red Tail Raspberries. Hang on, let me show you this first. So it's Red Tail Raspberries, and the mock-up is beautiful. Makes you want to stitch it, right? Well, actually get some of these threads into your fabric and you won't want to put it down. I did put this down, full disclosure. This is on DMC, I don't know if they call it Rustico or something like that. Anyway, I have since learned I do not like DMC fabric at all, even their basic white. I don't like it. I wouldn't use it again. And I say that knowing that I just told you I was going to start chili chickadees, and that's on a DMC fabric, I believe. Yeah, anyway, so I might use it again for something small, but I will never put so much time and effort into it for a gorgeous design like this. So anyway, let me just show you the design and stop talking. Okay, so I was saying I didn't like the fabric, and that is very true. I also, with my muscle disease, I struggled greatly picking this up and figuring out the pattern within the pattern, which is what I love about Kinsey. So don't misunderstand me. I love the patterns within the design. I mean, just look at that head. This gorgeous crown. All of the patterning. This portion is completely filled in and done. Here, I need to add 2 more colors. Ooh, sorry, getting tired. Let's try and flip this outside. Okay, this is got 2 more colors left in it. The tail is fully done. Look at that gorgeous tail. Let's see. I want to make sure you're seeing it, so I'm trying to see what you're seeing. I love the gorgeous tail. Perfect red tail, all of it. I love the raspberries. As you know, I've said a few times in my videos, I don't know which one, but my kitchen is going to be birds and berries. And so her Raptor and Fruit series is absolutely perfect. She has a barred owl and blueberries that I want to stitch. And the model stitch was done by Karen the Stitching Owl, which is just perfect. And I love it. Okay, so going back in time here, I'm model stitching this for her, but I didn't start out model stitching it for her. And one thing that I have learned is needles make a difference. Pony black needles are my needles of choice, and Karen the Stitching Owl again recommended I try them, and I ordered a package of 6 because that's how they come, and I loved them. So now every 1, 2, 3 order that I place, which I've placed 3 orders I believe, every time I order something from them I add a Pony black needles size 28, and they have allowed me to stitch again with joy. So I really love those needles with this fabric, since it wasn't working with the typical, you know, other brands, DMC or Artiste or whatever. Okay, so let me get back to where I was. And what I stitched on was this portion in here. And I might try to add a before photo, but it was basically just these lines. This is all that it was. And then I went in, and in 2 days of stitching, I filled in all of the number 9 and all of the, what is it, 841? Yes, 841 of those, that portion of the wings. And I love it. It has definitely brought back my desire to stitch and finish this. And so I'm hoping I can finish it in January. I'm going to put it down for a little bit and show you my planned start for this evening. But I plan to get back to this guy just as fast as I can, because I have loved working on it the past few days. I still have a little bit of, well, here, let's do a side by side. There we go. I still have a little bit of the border pieces left to do, so I need to do that. But yeah, so that's all I've been stitching on. Those are all my current whips, and then I have some starts and then planned starts. Let me show you my start real quick. My start for tonight will be Northern Flicker, And I'm model stitching this for Kinsey on 18 count jade by Picture This Plus. And I stitched mischievous eucalyptus on this fabric already. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite green. So I'll be starting that tonight with all the called for DMC. And then that's what I plan to work on for the rest of the month, as well as Noel. And I'm going to take a quick break, which you won't notice, and I'll splice the videos together. I shared all my whips and things, and now I'm going to move into 2026 plans. So if you aren't here for plans and what I'll be stitching, all the sales I hope to do and stitching with friends, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you are here, get ready for some fun. I have two things I want to share first. The first, I'm going to have to insert some pictures because they were just released and I got the email today. But Velvet Pony, who I stitched her Arctic Animals collection, she just released a book of threadscapes, and it's 21 beautiful landscapes, and immediately when I look at them, I think of Bob Ross. And when I was a young teenager, probably 12, maybe younger, I don't know, around 12, around the same time I learned how to stitch, actually, 11 or 12, maybe 13, but I doubt it. Anyway, around that time in my life, my dad was into oil painting, and he liked to use Bob Ross video how-tos, and so we did two of those tutorials, and these are my versions of them, and they remind me so much of the Threadscapes book that just came out, so I'm super excited to start on those. But this is an oil painting done by 12-ish year old me. Isn't that so cute? Oh, I love it. Bob Ross is really fun. I love the happy little accidents that you can create everywhere. I just love the whole idea. I love that little cabin. You can kind of see some of the texture there. And the other one I love, and I never framed these, but they're just on the canvas right now. Let me see if I can get the whole thing in there. There we go. I love this one. And this one especially reminded me of Velvet Pony's new book. And so that's why I'm sharing it. You can see the fun textures in it. Okay, so both of those are mine, and I followed a tutorial. Let me just see, they're mine. BK. That's what it says, I promise. Anyway, but those are Bob Ross, and they remind me of those Threadscape designs, which I will insert, and you won't even see my hand here, but I use my hand to tell and show you, so that's what I'm doing. Anyway, and I'm going to be stitching those with several other people I have seen posting about it, and so I'm really excited. And I'm probably going to start with the one that's like that mountain. I don't remember the name of each of them, but I'll be showing the ones here that I'm going to be stitching. So there was also a volcano, which was really beautiful, and when I was 12, I believe, we went to Costa Rica and I got to see a dormant volcano. That was really cool. And there were lighthouses in her book. There's lots of nature scenes, deer, lone hikers, all kinds of beautiful things, which you'll be seeing those instead of me right now. But yeah, so several of those are on my to-stitch next year list. I might even start one this year, although I'm trying to only do model stitching and smalls that would be for Christmas gifts, which I think I'm basically done with those. So trying to get work on my model stitching. So anyway, okay, let me go back to gifts from friends and other floss tubes that I have received, because I never really share all of those. Okay, so I won 5 giveaways from the end of September until now. Rosanna Bright and Dusty, Jennifer at Little Paper Bear Co., Lisa the Kindred Stitcher, and Helen D. East Coast Crafter. And then the other one wasn't a giveaway, but it was just a sweet card that Amanda at Bad Stitch sent me. And I'm going to share that first. She sent a sweet little card, and she sent 2 stickers, which in my, this is my cross-stitch journal, and I keep a record of everything I've stitched and am stitching, how long it took me, and what floss I used, what fabric I used. That way I have record of it, and I can go back to it and be like, okay, I loved that fabric, or I hated that fabric. And so that's what this is for. But in the inside 2 panels, I have stickers, couldn't think of the word, from things that were important to me this year, things that I stitched. I stitched my first cat project. I stitched cherries and kiwis and New Zealand, Australia themed things. I won a giveaway from Charlie Feathers earlier in the year. I won a Cherry Hill Stitchery giveaway with her Facebook group. I made my first 1, 2, 3 stitch order. And then Little Paper Bear Co. She sent me one of the giveaways and a sticker, so I put that in here. I love stitching plants and florals and things like that. And I like stitching from my National Parks book. And so that's what each of those represent. And this is from 2024 and 2025. And then you've got my nature one up here. Okay, and so then in the back portion, because that filled up in the front, I have a little toucan to represent my Mudpuppy Stitchery toucans that I stitched this year. And then this is the other sticker that she sent me. One of them my husband has claimed for his reptile wall. Woo. It's a Medusa sticker, really pretty. It had some blueberries and things. And then this one, which is her branded sticker. I love that. And I added these fall flowers because this year, for fall, with my muscle disease, my eyes don't work properly. And with the medication that I trialed, and seems to be beneficial, especially in the department of my eyes, I feel like I have a lot of my vision back at certain points. Obviously, it can come and go, but much more hopeful now. So anyway, I feel like I'm seeing things for the first time in a long time that I couldn't see as well before, and fall colors was one of those things. And to commemorate that, I stitched, whoop, there we go, this beautiful little bird. Oh, I was gonna have it in the background, but let me just show you. This is Stellar's J, and it was designed by Bad Stitch. Oh, lost everything. And she sent me the stickers and a sweet little note. And so I just love her. She's very sweet person, gorgeous designer. I love this bird. And in my 2026 plans, you'll see another of her designs. Okay. Oh, now I gotta clean up my mess. I had things organized. They are no longer. Okay. So we shared that. I need a pile. There we go. Pile created. And then from Catherine, counting my stitches. Yes. She sent me this one. This is Bless This Farmhouse. Super cute. I love that. And my son is wanting to stitch that possibly, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm just realizing my voice is getting tired, fatigued. So, okay, I already mentioned this magazine, but this is from Rosanna, or maybe I didn't mention it. No, I didn't. Okay, it's from Rosanna at Bright and Dusty, and I won this magazine back the end of September, and after 3 or 4 weeks, I messaged her asking if somehow it had been forgotten or if our mail was just being slow, and she said it must just be the mail, and I said okay, we'll keep waiting, no problem. Well, a few days later, she sent out some more bird designs and said she was sorry that the magazine had never arrived, and I said it was okay, I didn't mind, you know. But she sent another little note card with some beautiful bird stitching, this cute little bookmark kit, time for tea, and then Sisters and Best Friends, Feathering Heights, and it's these 3 double birdhouses, which I love. I especially love, or it's 2 birdhouses, I'm sorry. I love both of them, but I especially love the crow or raven, whichever it is here, with the red. No, there are 3 designs. Or maybe they're just buttons. Okay, they're buttons. I'm sorry. Yep, buttons. And then there's a winter cardinal. But she sent all of these things because the magazine didn't arrive. And then I messaged her the day after she had mailed them. And I said, hey, guess what came in the mail today? And it was 3 or 4 weeks later after she had sent them. And she said, oh, really? Well, check your mail because I just sent you some stuff yesterday and you should be getting more. So really sweet of her. She did not have to do that. It was not her fault that the mail slowed and stalled. But it was really sweet. So I appreciated that. And then this is the magazine I mentioned. Yes, I mentioned this magazine. This was from Little Paper Bear Co., who also sent the thread and things. Okay, oops, making a mess. That's okay. 2026 plans. Let's. Oh, that was. This is gonna be hilarious watching, replaying. Okay. Anyway, so last year I used the Whip Warriors journal and loved that. I kept all my progress and all the track of all the games in that. This year I went a little bit bigger and more me. I got a journal with beautiful bluebirds. Aren't they pretty? Okay, and this was just at a store, Ross, I believe. And it's 2026, this planner. And then I wrote Bethany Bird Stitcher in there because that's who it belongs to. And then there are tabs for each month that are so beautiful, and I'm just going to flip to a few of them because they're so pretty. Let me show you the April one. I remember that was really pretty. July, and then some of them are a little more plain. I love this one with all the silvery. And I like this one, the inspirational quote and the florals. So pretty. Sparkle and Shine, and then Celebrate the Season. Oh, there we go. Kind of. Okay. So then in here I've been making a list of all of my starts that I want to have. And I'm going to keep track of everything on the, so all the Whip Warrior games and Laura Stitching by the Shores I Spy game will all be on here and on the notes page. And then I will have my month at a glance, and I'll just keep track of what I stitch on a day to keep track of everything. There's a little bit of space here probably for the I Spy is what I'll do here. Yeah, so it'll be fun. And then I have, I don't know, 20 definite starts. And before you think I'm crazy, I had 45 starts this year, something like that. I wrote it down at one point and I never said it. Well, this says 36 starts, but I've started 5 or so things since then and finished 4 of them since this list. And I have now 27 finishes. So about 40 starts, 41 starts this year and 27 finishes so far. That's pretty amazing. Much more than I thought. So these 21 definite starts, it's not too crazy, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it. I'm gonna go from definite starts down to if I finish all of those or if I just get in the mood. So that's what this is. And first off, starting with this one, which I'm not sure when I will start this. Sometime January, most likely. But this is going to be probably a year-long stitch or more. This is Oh Joy Stay from Blackbird Designs. It's beautiful. And I'm going to focus more heavily on some of these that are definite starts. And so I'm going to use all of these threadworks. I can't get it to show everything. There we go, that might work. Okay, so you can see there, we've got 3 pinks, dark, medium, light. There's a yellow and 2 blues in the bird. There's my 2 blues covered. Okay. This might work best. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then I think I have my greens figured out. And then the rest I'll just fill in with the called for DMC. Now, I would go through these threadworks, but I don't remember all of the names of them. This is Sunrise or something like that. Or maybe Sunset. One of them was out of stock at 123, so I got a different one. This is Williamsburg Road. It's this beautiful light pink, lightly variegated. This blue is Title something. And then the 2 darker pinks. One is Cranberries, Kaylee's Cranberries or something. And then cherries, sour cherries, something like that. Anyway, and there are the 3 pinks to be used for your flowers. Let's make them all. Here, there we go. And as you can see, they're all in there together. Perfect variations of each other. And the light pink is only used here and here. I believe. Nope, this one. This flower here, and then this one. And then there's the mediums and the darker. The house, I'm going to stitch and switch these 2 colors. I'm going to switch the house as the darker burgundy, and then the door maybe is Williamsburg Road. I'm not sure. And then the blues for that variegated bird. And Sunrise for the 3. Yep, I was pointing at the right spot. The 3 flowers. So that'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to this one. And I know there are some people wanting to stitch it with me. So if you want to stitch any of these or have them and have stitched them, I would love to see your inspiration for them. But again, I know Kenzie at Mudpuppy Stitchery is going to be stitching this one, and she said when I start it, just let her know. Oh, I forgot the original is on here. That's the original inspiration, which is so lovely as well. But again, I love this one. I've loved it for a long time, and I got it on a like a D-stash. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram. And then the next one is Strawberry Fields Forever, also from Blackbird Designs. And I haven't pulled threads for this one yet. I may use some of the same colors if there are enough. I may try and find some brighters or different. I have a dark Threadworks red that I may use for the red. Not sure on the lighter coral peach color, but I love that one. So that's in my 2-stitch list. I have 2 lists here. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. Let me set this down so I don't. Okay. The Prairie Schooler. This is Birds and Berries. What book number? Book number 44. And there are 4 birds. I plan to stitch them all, but I'm probably going to start with these 2. Although I love the red-winged blackbird and might start with it. Who knows? We'll see. But again, this is perfect for my kitchen or anywhere else. Love those. Okay. Let me... there are lots of people stitching this, and I'm probably going to forget some of them. So I don't think I'll try. But I know a lot of people are stitching this. Laura, I stitch birds. Like I said, I'm going to forget them all, so don't know why I even tried. But if you're stitching Gathering Honey, I'm going to try and zoom in on it. It is from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, May, June, 87. That, not episode. I don't know. That release. There are words and I don't know them. And I meant to pull out the fabric to show you, but I'm going to stitch it on a very pale yellow. And I'm hoping that this orange here doesn't ghost too much. And I thought about using Sunrise for that as well. And I may. I haven't decided yet. And I can always order more if I needed to. But let me just show you real quick a small corner of the pattern, because this is also available digitally if you want to stitch it. And I don't know what the digital version looks like. In the magazine, it's a lot of reds, and I'm just going to peek a corner here. So it can be a little bit difficult to see and stuff like that. I think if you could separate out the pink-red color with a digital version or something, it might help. Or I may just take pictures of it and zoom in on it that way. Make it a little easier to view. So that might happen too. But anyway, that's Gathering Honey. And if you're stitching any of these, again, let me know. I'm going to insert a picture. I didn't print the cover photo for this, but this is Gone Fishing from Bad Stitch, who again, I shared already. And I love this design. I found her Patreon the month after she released this, and I was so sad. And then for her Black Friday, she brought back the ability to purchase anything that she had released that whole year. And so immediately I jumped on this. I got Gone Fishing, and it's an adorable cat. I shared it in my previous Flosstube, but I'll share it again here with you now. And then the next thing I hope to stitch, and I haven't decided which one, but this is a loon. What's it called? Call of the North Country. It's from True Colors Cross Stitch. Yeah. Designed by Michelle Johnson. And it's got 2 beautiful loons. I love them both. Honestly, I don't know which one I would stitch. I'll probably stitch the classic looking one. But I love these wings too. I don't know. Which would you stitch? Okay, so there's that. And then this is another definite I will be stitching. And I meant to write down who I saw stitching this. Somebody on Instagram, and I went and found it. Oh, there we go. This is Beauty and the Beast from Donna Stitch. D-O-N-A Stitch. That's her fairy tale series. Belle. Sorry, I said Beauty and the Beast, but I love it. It is block stitching, which is great for me. I'll probably stitch it on a white Aida. 18 count, obviously. Super excited about starting that one. Not sure when exactly. And then this book was a birthday gift this year, 2025, from my husband. And it's America the Beautiful. And let's see if we can get just the, yep, there we go. This is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park stitch, and it'll be pretty easy because it's just stitching in layers. I like to stitch top, center, start, and stitch down. So I love the colors in that. That's a probable stitch. This one is definite. But this is Flora and Fauna. Well, let me show you the book first. This is Cross Stitch Happy Days from Kyoko Maruraka. And I have finished this one. I'm going to turn it into a project bag, and I was hoping to get it done in time for this stitch so it can have its own little bag, but I didn't get it done yet, and I'm not holding myself to any expectations right now. I can do what I can do, and that's it. But this is Flora and Fauna, and it's all these different months, and several people have stitched this. Some have stitched it separate like this. I'm planning to stitch it all as one piece. I'll just come over here. So you can see them all. That's all of them. I'm planning to stitch it all as one piece without the months. So it will just be the bugs and the flora all together as one thing. So I'm planning to do that. And then from this giveaway win, I'm hoping to stitch this one. And people have reached out to me and told me, have you checked Libby? Yes, I've been checking Libby. My library doesn't have it. Doesn't have any cross-stitch magazines right now. So I keep looking and I'll find it eventually. But this is Nature's Journey from Sprouting Lupine. All 4 parts have been released now in the spring, summer, fall, autumn, and winter issues of Just Cross Stitch from this year, 2025. But they are just adorable, and I will try to put a picture of the whole thing since it's fully available now. But I basically just wanted to show you to make sure that I shared that. And then there were 2 other designs in this magazine that I wanted to show you. I may stitch this one. It's not a definite start because it's a lot of backstitch, and Bethany does not like backstitching. But I do love bluebirds. So the other one is Be Unique. I love that little guy. And I may stitch him with Threadworks or some kind of variegated floss, just so there's a little bit less that I have to purchase. It's easier to use a few Threadworks that are variegated than to go out and find all of the things you need for that. Okay, so this next section are things that I will stitch if I don't get overwhelmed with all of the other stitching that I already have. I don't have definite plans for the rest of these. Most of those previous that I've shared, I will stitch at some point in the year. So there's Mudpuppy Stitchery, Tufted Titmouse, Parakeets, and a Jaguaron tree. Sprouting Lupine, this is a freebie. And I had a male praying mantis. He was a dead leaf mantis. We had him for several months. His name was Francois, and he passed, but he was fun. Don't fall, please don't fall. Diana Bloom Designs. This is Snowfall Chickadee taking flight. And a lot of these I am planning to stitch on very colorful fabric or bright fabric that I hand-dyed myself. This is Feathered Friends. Nope, Feathered Fleeting Glance. Sorry. 2 Dwarf Kingfishers. And then this is from Box and Fox. The title is just Bird. But it's these beautiful swallows and the florals. It's a lot of block-esque stitching. Not a lot of confetti. Really cute. I've been wanting to stitch that one for several months, but never got to it. And then I've showed this previously, but let's share it again. The Apple Orchard. And I'm sorry it's kind of in the middle of the book there, but hopefully you can see it okay. And the Pumpkin Harvest. Get out the glare. There we go. And they're companion stitches. They're both in the Holidays in Cross Stitch 1988 that I found at a thrift store. And that's really pretty, really fun. It's going to take me 3 hours to clean up from this. Okay. Yep. I knew that was coming. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly flip through and show you what else I've got. So this is a little pamphlet, Morning Garden, and I'm planning to stitch that garden row there and change the colors and things. So it may not happen this year because it's quite a lot of work. But anyway, that is a plan. And from Cross Stitch Country Crafts, this one is the September-October 87 issue. And we have apples. I've shared that. I plan to start that one. And then in the September-October 88, let me find it. This is Raspberries, and its name is not in English, but I love that one. And again, most of these may not stitch, but would like to at some point. Move this for a second. Okay, and these chickens, I love all of them. And here's all three. This one's kind of not showing properly because they print it differently if it hasn't been released yet. And I looked for it this morning but couldn't find it in my quick little search. That's that. And the Seashore Stitcher, Barbara, she stitched one of these chickens, and I love the fancy little chickens, and we'll be stitching that. She's already finished hers. Tiger lilies, I love this watercolor. My sister-in-law just got several of the others, which are on the back, so let me just show you real quick. She just got some of those to stitch. I just love the little daintiness of it. Okay. Words to stitch by. This I purchased because Seashore Stitcher mentioned that it was on sale on Amazon at some point this year, over the summer maybe. Anyway, I purchased it and I love several of them, but I really want to stitch the row of roses and make a pillow. Not the whole thing, just pull out that row of roses. These are ones that my husband loves, and so I may start stitching them this year, may not, but I love the summer, especially the covered bridge there. So that'll probably be my first start of those. And then let me come back to those and I'll end with that. Okay, Hobbies of Holly on Flosstube and Instagram and all. She loves stitching Holly Hobby, obviously. And I love the classic, but that's a lot of confetti stitching, a lot of back stitching. And as you already know, I don't do a lot of that. So from this other book, I love several of these. I love the little bird nest, the girl reaching up with her puppy. I love that one with the iris. Love the apple orchard and the girl playing her violin. Love all of those. It's not really immediate for me to stitch, but I do love them. And they would fit in with Steph at Wild Fox Stitchery. She has a hashtag for First Fancy Ladies Sal. So yeah. This book is really fun and quirky. And Amy from Renewing Stitches is stitching the rear view of this cow. Oop. Let's see, this one here. I like the front view. And my mother loves cows. It's not a whole lot of stitching because you don't actually stitch the white part of the cow. At least not all of it. so it wouldn't take too long. So I may stitch that at some point in the year. And then, okay, this other one. This is one. This is a covered bridge. There we go. And I love it. The colors are a bit muted and strange to me, but it's from an old magazine. Let's see, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, November, December 1995. This is what it looks like. And I love it, but I'd probably change the colors a bit, so. Okay, the last thing I want to share goes back to what I shared at the very beginning with my framed finishes. Every few years, or every year since I got back into cross stitch, except for 2025, yes, I stitched a hymn. And I kind of want to do that again this year. So I pulled out all of my hymn books, and I'm going to share them. So this is Best Loved Hymns, America's Best Loved Hymns in Cross Stitch. And then on the back, you can just see quickly what all there are. And then inside, I've pulled my favorites. I don't think I will ever stitch this one, but I do love the gorgeous border. I love the florals, the colors, but it's full coverage, and that's not my cup of tea, but I do love that one. And that book also was the one that Just As I Am was in, yes. So Just As I Am is in America's Best Loved Hymns. Well, it doesn't say which version. Oh, okay. That's because this is the first one. Of course. Okay, so from collection 3, because I didn't realize they were not in order. That's what it looks like. Here are all your different options. Lots of beautiful designs in there. And the one I love in this book is 'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus. Love the colors, purples, blues, yellows. Those are my things. I love this hymn. It would be a pretty quick stitch. So that's a high possibility for one that I stitched this year. And then from collection 2, here are your different options. There we go. And I have 2 in here, I think, that I would want to stitch. Nope, just the one. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The this is the book that had the old rugged cross. So, and then the one I would want to stitch is Nearer My God to Thee. A lot of back stitching, so I might not, but it would be worth it because I love seeing the music notes stitched on there. So I love that one. I may do that one too. And then the last thing I have is this Stony Creek Collection Heavenly Hymns. And I have not stitched out of this, but there are several beautiful hymns, and as you can see, they all have the music on them. I really like Rock of Ages. That's really pretty. And then this one, Beautiful Savior, and that would probably be my choice. Is it clear? I think so. As clear as I can get it anyway. That would probably be my choice for what I would stitch out of that book. But I think that's everything. And I've probably forgotten things. I will try to insert throughout as I find things. And I'll try to put, at least tag people that I've mentioned in the video down in the description. At least some of them, maybe not some of the bigger names, because I know they get tagged on a lot of stuff and they don't they don't need that this time of year. They're busy. Oh, I was going to mention Flossmas. Have you been watching Flossmas? I've been loving several people. Amnicon Studios, Laura Stitching by the Shore, Wild Fox Stitchery, Tiger Lily Designs, Nicole Spore. There are others, but those are the main ones I've been trying to catch at least some of. Sorry. Also, Y2K, Your Two Karens, Karen the Stitching Owl, and Twitchy Stitcher, Karen D. been loving that one. Loving all the Flosstubes and extras, the Flossmas. But I'm still trying to catch up on a lot of people, so if I've missed something, let me know. I need to go watch something, tell me, and I'll go find it. But anyway, I think that's everything. And I hope you have a very, very wonderful day, Christmas season. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate something else. I hope you have a happy, joyful time. I hope you have enjoyed this very long, very crazy Flosstube, and I will try to splice it all together and make it work. But I thank you for spending your time with me. I know time is limited right now, and as this second portion is 40 minutes already, yikes, it's going to be a crazy long video, so I apologize in advance. And maybe I'll upload it in 2 parts so you can watch part 1 and part 2. We'll see. But I thank you for being here, spending your time with me. I so appreciate you being here and encouraging others. Share kindness and share the love of the beautiful things around you in nature and the beautiful things you're creating. I hope you're having a wonderful time and a very happy season right now. So thank you for watching. God bless you, and I will see you next time.